Hi everyone, it's Little Blue and you're listening to my podcast, aka Little Blue, on Friday night. And tonight is Sports Relief, which is an event which is connected to the charity organisation Comic Relief. Comic Relief have always done something called Red Nose Day, and they do it every other year. And then in the gaps where there was nothing, they have squeezed in Sports Relief. And it's pretty much the same format, whereas Comic Relief is all about comedians and doing something funny for money. Whereas this is pretty much what it says on the tin. It's more sporting personalities. The things that you see are more based around sports. So you've got things like Question of Sport, or they've just shown QI with a sports theme. All of the little sketches that are done, which are funny, involve sports personalities and things like that. And then the events that run throughout the week that raise the money are all sporting things. So I think David Walliams spun the channel one year. There was a dance-a-thon organised 5 years ago, and I know this because I took part in it. Me, my friend Kate and my friend Justine, we all toddled up to Wembley, and with about 2,000 other people, including celebrities, Strictly cast, Strictly pros, Tess and Claude were there, the main man himself, Richard Curtis, was there, and I got the privilege to meet him with my friend Kate. Oh my God, it was a dream come true. That man is one of my top idols. I mean, not only do I admire him creatively, because I love Dibley, I love Blackadder, I love his episode of Doctor Who that he did, and Love Actually, and Four Weddings, and everything he does. That man is brilliant. But not only that, he has this massive, wonderful charity organisation that help so many people. And that, in my eyes, is just so mind-blowingly amazing, and that's why I love him. That's why he deserves a knighthood, and that's why he's amazing. Oh, just brilliant. Yeah, so I'm very privileged to have met him and to have taken part in that event. What I didn't know at the time, though, was I would have been about 2 weeks pregnant with a certain little someone, and it was about a week later I found out that I was pregnant. But I did 6 hours of non-stop dance at Wembley. 6 hours, and that little baby clinged on for dear life, didn't she? That's why I always say she's meant to be, but I also think it's why she's a little bit loopy and likes to dance. There we go. But the other thing that happens is workplaces and schools and preschools and everything get involved to raise money. And Baby Blue's preschool today, they all had to go wearing something sporty. That was the brief, wear something sporty. So there's me scratching my head. Baby Blue's not really the sporty type. She's more of she likes her dresses, she likes her skirts, her pink and frilly, sparkly, Disney, you know the type. Anyway, brainwave, massive brainwave. You did a 6-hour dance-a-thon for Sports Relief. Let's go as a ballerina. Ta-da! And that's what she went as. And I'm so proud of myself because I managed to go into town. I walked into one charity shop and I found a tutu and I found a bolero, which is a ballet dancer's cardigan, basically, which was incredible. They went together. They didn't look strange together. And then I just got a pair of white leggings, some frilly little pretty socks to wear. We put the shoes she calls her ballet shoes on. They're not actual ballet shoes. They're just little strappy shoes, but she wears them. So she wore those. And I put her hair in a bun with a little beautiful hairband, which I also got from the charity shop. And there she was, a little ballerina. You might have seen it on Instagram because I did pop it on there. And that whole outfit cost me £4 and it all went to charity. How incredible is that? And then it was another £1 in the little pot so she could go in fancy dress. And her preschool raised quite a bit of money. I can't remember the exact amount, but it was a nice amount of money for a teeny tiny preschool. So bless them, they did well. They did do well. And I've got it on the TV at the moment, actually, and it's currently basketball. And I swear I just saw Oti Mabuse playing basketball. I don't know if this is celebrities doing it, but that really looked like Oti. That's crazy. Do I recognise anyone else? I don't think I recognise anyone else. Oh, it's not basketball, sorry, it's netball. I've just realised they've got their little goal defence and goal shooter on there. Oh, dear. I do love netball, though. It's a great sport. So much fun. I am a sporty person. I always loved PE. I loved playing netball, actually. Loved playing hockey. I loved playing rounders and all of that. And I don't know why nobody at school liked PE, because I was like, you get to go outside and play games. Come on, this is good. This is a good deal. But yeah, none of the other girls seem to like it. But I must just be weird, I guess. But anyway, so yes, Comic Relief, the brilliant organisation that is Comic Relief, that help people up and down the country with homelessness, with poverty, with domestic abuse, with oh gosh, everything, mental health, with, yeah, did I say homelessness already? But yeah, everything, anything you can think of. And it's not just the UK, they help people all over the globe. And I think that's how it started. That looks like Jennifer Saunders. Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent. Yeah, it's definitely celebrities. So yeah, it just they help organisations all over the country and all over the world. It is just amazing. And if you are one of the few, I'm sure, that haven't heard of them, give them a Google, because they are phenomenal. Phenomenal. So yeah, it's been a relatively good day today. Baby Blue was on such a high from preschool. We popped in to see my mum and dad, make sure they were okay, and to use their facilities. So we weren't there long, but she did not want to leave. It got to like 3:00 and she just flipped into this different child. It was quite frustrating. Didn't want to walk home, didn't want to go up the stairs, didn't want to talk to me, through an hour and a half long hissy fit. Yep, that's right. And then I walked away from her to go and do the washing up, and when I came back in, she'd fallen asleep on my chair. So put her on the sofa, covered her up, gave her a kiss, and she slept for ages. Absolutely ages. Woke up, said sorry, had a cuddle, and then turned into a little doll again. So I don't know. There must be a full moon or something. But I think part of it is because she's not very well. And dare I even suggest this, but it is looking very likely we are going to have to self-isolate from tomorrow. You may notice I'm saying this with a heavy heart because it feels so ridiculous to do. She got a cold. It came on suddenly yesterday. Not a cold, sorry, a cough. And it's just a dry, tickly cough. And it got better as the day went on. Like in the morning, she was coughing constantly. By the time we got to preschool, she wasn't really coughing. And then by the evening, she wasn't coughing. But she did keep waking up in the night coughing. And then when she woke up this morning, she was coughing. So I ummed and ahed about it. I looked it up online. And my theory was I felt fine. So surely if it was anything bad, I would have it. She doesn't have a high temperature. And the cough wasn't what they were saying, continuous. It sort of stopped and started. So it was worse in the morning and non-existent in the evening. However, picked her up from preschool and she is incredibly hoarse. Went to my mum's, she's coughing constantly. Walk home, she's coughing constantly. Throughout the evening, she's coughing constantly. She didn't collapse. She put herself to sleep, which she hasn't done in ages, for a good hour and a half. She's irritable. She's not herself. And I just think this isn't looking great. But then I was thinking, well, I still don't have it. I'm still fine. About an hour ago, my limbs started aching. I'm getting a headache. I feel really run down, like I'm getting a cold. I've gone very hoarse, like she did. And I've got a little dry, tickly cough. So it's looking like we're going to have to self-isolate. And I know the dangers because I've read about it. I'm going to be sensible. I'm very aware of the situation, but it feels so silly. And I want to say that if you are feeling this way too, you've just got a dry, tickly cough, you've got no temperature, you don't feel ill, we have to do this. We have to follow the rules, as silly as it sounds, because it is the only way to contain it. Otherwise, we are going to be a country in lockdown, like in Italy, like in China. And I think it's the only way to try and stop it and to protect yourself, really, and your loved ones. That is the biggest thing. Your loved ones, like, you want to go and see your parents who might be elderly. You want to go and see your friends who might have health conditions. But keep them safe by not going to see them. When my late best friend was dying, I got the flu. And I really wanted to go and see her, and I considered it. I'm so glad I didn't, because what actually killed her in the end was she got an infection off a cold. And it was that simple. And ever since then, I just think, yeah, you have to be safe. You have to look after those loved ones. Even if to you, it's just a teeny tiny cold. To them, it could be influenza. It could be pneumonia. It could be on life support, So we have to be sensible, no matter how ridiculous we feel, because I'm telling you, I feel silly. The fact that Baby Blue's just going every now and again, and then now all the time. It feels really silly. So I'm going to have to contact her preschool leader, let her know that we're going into self-isolation because she won't be at preschool, but also to warn other parents, which again, that's quite a big thing in itself, because you're like, oh my gosh, they may have to close the preschool because of this decision I am making tonight. And that's another big thing on your head. And then I've got to tell other friends, like my friend that I went for coffee for today, we're going into self-isolation, just be aware. I felt fine this morning, but blah, 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 blah. And it feels ridiculous, but it is necessary. And you do need to tell people. Make sure you do tell people that you have been in direct contact with, especially if you've given them a hug or a handshake and stuff like that. So, yay. And I mean, if we are in self-isolation, it'll make for an interesting podcast, won't it? Because you'll slowly see me going crazier and crazier the longer I've had to be alone with Baby Blue. Trapped inside a little flat for that long. Oh, it's mad. Ah, dear. But yeah, it'll make for an interesting podcast. But what I could do is maybe a question and answer. So if it does turn out that we do get ill, you can ask me questions and I can answer it if you do have any sort of health conditions. But like I said yesterday, I'm not a healthcare professional. I don't have any medical training at all. Everything I'm saying is just my opinion. If you need help, if you want actual medical advice to follow, speak to 111, go on the NHS website, go on the 111 website, get it from the people that are trained, because I'm not an expert. I'm just an everyday Joe giving their opinion. So yeah, be safe. Please, 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 please be safe. And be considerate. That's the other thing. Be so considerate to other people, because it's so often that people aren't. And so often people are just so self-obsessed. So all these people stockpiling toilet roll and stockpiling hand gel and stuff. Please think of other people. There are people that are on a budget and they can't afford to buy the really expensive toilet roll that is left. They can't afford to not have toilet roll because they might have a little one that's got a tummy bug, or you don't know. So please just think of other people when you are going shopping. Don't do the stockpiling thing. There are home deliveries. There are people that can help you when you are isolated. You do not need to have it all in your cupboards the whole time. You really, really don't. Anyway, I'm going to leave the podcast there because I'm very, very tired. Feeling quite under the weather, like I said. And I'd quite like to to continue watching Sport Relief because it looks fantastic. They've just gone to the phone room and I can see Neil Jones from Strictly and Karim. Oh, Karim, he's lovely. Anyway, take care of yourselves. I will see you tomorrow. I'll give you another update, let you know how we are. And yeah, watch my stories on Instagram, because if we are going to be self-isolated, that in itself could be funny. Maybe I have to join TikTok and we could do some TikToks. I hate TikTok, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll tell you what, let me know, aka.littleblue@gmail.com, why I should join TikTok. Let me know, because right now I don't really want to, but if it's going to keep us company for the next week, let's do it. Anyway, take care of yourselves and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.